Welcome, my love, to this cozy little house on the edge of a quiet town where today the rain is falling softly against the windows and the day has slowed to a gentle rhythm like the beating of a calm heart. Here time dances to a peaceful tune, and even the ceiling fan seems to whisper sweet dreams. Here in this haven, there lived the most boring couple in the world. Not because their love was dull or their days were empty, but because their life was filled with a tranquil beauty that defied the chaos of the world outside. Now, if that sounds intriguing, settle in, because today we're going to explore the delightful tale of the most boring couple in the world, and let their peaceful story wash over you like the soft summer rain. For here in this haven there lived an old married couple who had found joy in the simplest of things, the warmth of the sun on a freshly laundered sheet, the murmur of leaves in the wind, or the shared silence while drinking their favorite Darjeeling tea. Every day was much like the one before and the one after. And in that sameness, they discovered a profound happiness that only comes when one finds peace within the melody of everyday life. As the rain continued its gentle song outside, the couple sat in their favorite corner sipping their tea in companionable silence. The rhythmic tapping of raindrops on the window pane became a soothing lullaby. It was a sound that had played in the background of their lives for so long that it had become the soundtrack of their hearts. As the aroma of tea filled the air, their thoughts drifted along with the melody of the rain, each lost in the comforting familiarity of the moment. The woman rested her hand on the man's, their fingers intertwined like the roots of two old trees, their love story written in the language of patience and understanding. In this quiet companionship, they found solace from the storms of life. Together they had weathered many seasons, and now they basked in the gentle rain, content to simply be together in the shared silence. He knew that she liked the rain because it reminded her of the day they met. On a day much like this, she had been reading a book under the shade of a large oak tree when he had walked by and stopped to talk to her. They had talked for hours that day, and by the time the rain began to fall, they had already fallen in love. Now, every time it rained, she would smile, remembering that day and the start of their beautiful life together. He, in turn, loved to see her happy. So whenever it rained, he would make sure to bring her tea and sit with her in silence, enjoying the peace of the moment and the peace that she brought into his life. After finishing their tea, the couple rose from their seats and walked to the bookshelf. They both loved to read, but they never finished any book because they always fell asleep. They didn't mind, though. For them, the journey was more important than the destination. They found comfort in the familiar words of their favorite stories, and the weight of the books in their laps became a comforting burden as they drifted off to sleep. Then, hand in hand, they made their way to the window and watched the rain. Each drop was a tiny reminder of life's constant change, a change that they had embraced together for all these years. In the ever-shifting patterns of the rain, they saw a reflection of their own lives, a life that had been enriched by the steady rhythm of love and routine. And as the sky darkened with the promise of a coming storm, they turned and walked out into the rain. Wrapped in each other's embrace, they strolled through the wet streets, the rain washing away the dust of the day. Their steps were slow and sure, guided by years of shared memories and a deep-rooted love for each other. They walked without an apparent destination, content to simply wander together in the rain. Every evening they took the same walk, and every evening it was the same. Slow and without incident, the rhythm of their footsteps a counterpoint to the drumming of the rain on the pavement. The houses and streets blurred into one another, each indistinguishable from the last in the gray light of the rainy day. But for them, there was no need to rush, no reason to hurry. They had all the time in the world to savor the moment, to feel the cool rain on their skin, and to hold each other close. The rain intensified, but they walked on, their love a shelter against the storm. They had been together for so long that they had learned to navigate not just the streets of their town, but the landscapes of each other's hearts. The rain soaked their clothes, but they didn't care. They were too busy enjoying the feeling of being alive, of being together, of being utterly, blissfully in love. Finally, the rain began to ease, and the old couple turned and walked home. Their bodies were wet and cold, but their hearts were full of warmth. They had faced the storm together and emerged from it stronger and more united than ever before. They unlocked the door and stepped inside, shaking off the last of the rain. The familiar scent of home enveloped them, a scent that spoke of love and comfort and years of shared memories. They changed into dry clothes and sat by the warm fireplace, sipping hot chocolate. The fire crackled merrily, chasing away the chill of the rain. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. Their silence was comfortable, filled with the unspoken language of love and understanding. They sat in silence, content to simply be together. But as the night deepened, a playful mood descended upon them. They began to tease each other gently, their eyes twinkling with mirth. Who was it that had forgotten to water the begonias? Oh, how could they have been so careless? It was a grave offense, really, but one that threatened to disrupt the tranquility of their peaceful haven. After all, the very survival of their beloved begonias hung in the balance. With a dramatic sigh, they rose from their chairs and made their way to the window. The rain had stopped, and a faint glimmer of moonlight peeked through the clouds. It was a perfect night for a stroll in the garden. But what about the begonias? Could they survive even one more day without water? The decision was urgent, and yet they seemed to have all the time in the world to deliberate. For hours they stood by the window, discussing the pros and cons of each blanket. Finally, they decided to choose a blanket later. For now, the best course of action was to retire to bed. Their minds made up, they returned to their bedroom, where the moonlight cast dancing shadows on the walls. Yet even in the soft glow of the nightlight, their disagreement over the blankets could not be put aside. With a theatrical flourish, they began to debate the merits of wool versus cotton, cashmere versus linen. Oh, how complicated life could be when one was married to a blanket enthusiast. But as their bickering grew more animated, something wonderful happened. Their laughter echoed through the quiet house, mingling with the distant chirping of crickets. It was a sound that spoke of contentment, of a love that had weathered countless storms and emerged even stronger than before. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, their voices grew softer, their eyelids grew heavier, and soon enough they were fast asleep, the blanketless bed a silent witness to their peaceful slumber. The rain had stopped, and a silver moon hung high in the velvet sky, casting its gentle light over the sleeping couple. Inside their quiet house, the silence was not empty, but full of the quiet music of their love, a melody that had played for years and would continue to play long into the night. The rhythmic ticking of the clock was the only sound that dared to interrupt the silence. It was a sound that had become a lullaby to the old couple, a reassuring reminder of the steady passage of time, a time that had brought them together and kept them together through all of life's adventures. Outside, the wind whispered secrets to the trees, and the leaves rustled in response, creating a gentle symphony that mingled with the ticking of the clock. It was a symphony of peace, a harmony of rest that enveloped the old couple in its soothing embrace. So here in this haven of tranquility, the most boring couple in the world lived their peaceful life day after day. Year after year, finding joy in the mundane beauty in the ordinary and love in the quiet companionship of each other's presence. And as the years passed, their love story continued to unfold like a well-loved book, each page filled with the gentle rhythm of a life well lived together. In the soft glow of the lamp, they snuggled closer, surrendering to the comforting weight of their shared existence. Outside, the world hurried on with its ceaseless rush, but here in their haven, time slowed to a gentle pace, matching the steady rhythm of their hearts. Oh, to be the most boring couple in the world, to find such exquisite peace in the ordinary, such profound joy in the everyday. And in that moment, as the gentle snores of the old man mingled with the steady tick-tock of the clock, one couldn't help but envy the most boring couple in the world. Slowly, gently, let go of your worries and cares, allowing them to drift away like clouds in the summer sky. Feel the calmness of the surroundings envelop you, washing over you like the soft summer rain. Relax into the stillness, letting go of tension and stress. Embrace the present moment, savoring the peace that flows from a heart that beats in harmony with the rhythm of the rain. And as the old couple drifts peacefully to sleep, so can you. Surrender to the embrace of the night, allowing rest to cradle you in its gentle arms. May you find solace in the rhythm of the falling rain, discovering a tranquility that mirrors the serenity of the most boring couple in the world. Now let the rain sing you a lullaby as you surrender to the embrace of sleep. May you rest as peacefully as the most boring couple in the world, lulled by the rain.